The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
So I keep getting lots of contact about my thoughts on the Katt Williams interview on Club Shay Shay. The interview heard round the world. And I don't know, my take is probably going to be really, really boring. Number one, I want people to keep in mind, my dad has been dead for 15 years, so I have not been fully immersed in the world of comedy. I don't know the ins and outs of that like that anymore because my end has been gone for 15 years. You know, I've got friends in the game, but we don't sit and talk about, stuff like that. So, I don't know Katt Williams. Never met him. That's one person I never did get to meet when my dad was alive. But from everything that I've ever heard my dad, say, he's always seemed like a stand-up dude. So I have no qualms, no quarrels with him. I thought the interview was hilarious, entertaining. That man dropped so many one-liners that I'm sure we are going to be wearing down to the ground in this year of our Lord 2024. But one of my biggest takeaways in watching people's responses was how people were kind of like, oh, this kind of sad, like outside of being, tickled by it. And I've seen people say stuff like, it's like watching, your uncles go at it and you're like, oh, why can't we all just get along? Well, I mean, because everybody doesn't get along. Like, I think that's one of the misconceptions about comedians, and I guess it's due to the fact that what they do brings so much joy to others, that the perception, the expectation is that behind closed doors everybody gets along, everybody it's just love. And no, it's not. They've always been competitive. It's always been, as far as I've ever witnessed in watching my dad, it's always been kind of cutthroat. Like, you'll have people beefing, like same as within your family. Just because y'all related don't mean y'all all get along, right? Comedy's no different. But for me, Katt Williams has my utmost appreciation and respect for giving my dad his props and his flowers. And I felt like it was genuine. There are some people who have given, my dad his flowers now that he's dead, that I'm looking at like, doggone well, he wasn't doing that when he was alive. And that, not just famous people, just people all across the board. As my dad used to say, you ever want to be loved by everybody? You ever want to be special? Just die. It's real easy to give lip service when somebody dies and they were so wonderful. And that's not how you felt when they were alive. But when Katt spoke of my dad, for me, I felt his heart. I felt that it was genuine, and I appreciate it. Again, it's been 15 years since my dad's been dead. If you follow me at all, I've said this repeatedly, like, it does my heart good to know that my dad was a stand-up guy, that the man that I knew him to be was who he actually was to people, because that's the thing. Like, we can love people and think they one way and then find out later no. And I say, like, in 15 years, if he was an asshole, somebody by now would have been like, let me tell you about that mother. So that is not the case with my dad. Makes me so proud, and I just really appreciate what I believe the genuine love and respect that Katt Williams showed my father. It is so much appreciated. Much love and mad props to Katt Williams. I would love to sit down and just have a conversation with Katt Williams, because I think that is probably the most entertaining and gem dropping conversation I probably would have in my life outside of conversations with my dad. So yeah, so that's my take. Like I said, probably boring, but that's what I thought. Again, much love and respect to Katt Williams.
Welcome to the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. That was Bernie Mac's daughter. Welcome to 2024. A lot of stuff is going to come out in 2024. I got a funny feeling this is going to be a crazy year. Now, as y'all can tell, I'm in my traveling studio. I'm starting a truck company, and I'm basically living out my truck, and I'm doing my show from my truck. 2023 was a bust, people. 2023, I had some clowns try to take my life, and it was mostly over old grudges and females and crazy stuff like that. But I had to take care of some things, so I was off the air for a while. Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle are two of my favorite of all time comedians. Favorite of all time. And when I seen that video of Katt Williams and I listened to his story, I almost had parallels to mine. It was creepy. Of course, he left the house at 13, 14. I left the house when I was 16. He got custody of his kid. I got custody of mine, which made me leave the streets. I mean, it was just crazy. Parallel. People try to call you crazy when you calling out things that you seeing that other people ain't seeing. And the most interesting thing I seen in that interview actually was two. The dress of how they trying to make black men to be homosexuals and feminine. It's a feminist agenda that's being pushed in the black community, where we men call ourselves kings, but we elevate queens over kings. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's king then queen. If the king dies, the queen steps up until she takes another mate, and then he becomes over her. That's how it's supposed to be. It's how it's always been. And America is trying to break the norms on that. Another thing I seen in the interview, which I'm going to speak on later, was the whole, they give you a light-skinned wife type thing that nobody ever seen, nobody ever heard of. And I got parallels to that too. You know, I've had several women over the last 4 or 5 years since I've been messing around with these people that have come at me or have been influenced by these people. And you don't want a woman like that. You don't want a woman sleeping in your bed that's being influenced by others. I don't care if she thinks it's in your best interest. She's not your woman. That's basically a whore. She's an industry whore. And people are going to get mad about that. But if I'm going to deal with a whore, I'd rather go out here and find my own. What I want your whore for, so she can keep tabs on me and tell you everything I'm doing? I mean, it's crazy. This whole Katt Williams thing, it was just like, this is going to be remembered for all time. And the whole exposing the gatekeepers. These people have been guarding the gates for white America for a while. You even had some of them fighting in the Civil War. You know, I'm not going to talk about politics today. We're going to do some we're going to do some juicy gossip. Let's get more into this, because one of the YouTubers, Coach, one of the YouTubers was talking about how he saw how Shay was feeling uncomfortable, and how Shay said that he didn't know if he was going to have a show after this, because he knew. And I'm going to tell you somebody else who knew. Even though he fights out against it sometimes. Icecube, which I'm going to talk about next. Icecube has always talked about the gatekeepers. But I don't really think that he really believed until Katt Williams came out. When Katt Williams came out and said what he said about these gatekeepers, you know, keeping the rest of us oppressed, as long as the white people shovel down money to them in they little small cabal, the rest of us, fuck us, forget us, excuse my language, forget us, you know, we gonna guard the gates for them, and they gonna give us millions, so we'll be more important than the rest of us. You know, that's what they doing. And my thing is, man, get out of our way. Bust them gates open. They owe us that. Get the hell out of our way. You know, don't hold me back. Don't try to oppress me. You know, because I'm going to knock down them gates. I'm going to step over you if I got to. I don't care if you're a part of the cabal or not. But let's get into Icecube. Because when I seen Icecube, I said, damn, this is a man who looks scared. I've never seen Icecube like this. Let's get into it.
My man Katt Williams. First of all, I just want to say, we shot that movie over 20 years ago. So, people have different perspectives, and it's been a long time.
Now, before we get into this first break, I just want to say listen, people, I've seen him go off on people. I've seen him talk fluently about subjects and topics that he don't play when it comes down to, things about the nation, when it comes down to things about the gatekeepers. He's straightforward with it. He talk his shit, and that's it. He said what he said. This Icecube right here, he got that phone call. Smiley went and called somebody. The other one, what's his name? I don't even like him, so I can't even. The one that wrote the book, Like a Woman Think Like a Man, or some crap he wrote, pushing that feminist agenda. Steve Harvey got on that phone. Kevin Hart got on that phone. They called Cube. And if you notice, they never said Katt Williams was a liar. He never said that. We're going to get more into this when we come back off this first break.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
My man Katt Williams. First of all, I just want to say, we shot that movie over 20 years ago. So, people have different perspectives, and it's been a long time.
Again, people, welcome back to the Daily Read. That cube right there is a cube that got a strange phone call. I'm finna show you a clip of Cube on how he usually is when he does interviews and stuff like that. Confident, straightforward, all that stuttering, he ain't doing none of that. Listen to this.
I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are.
That's Cube. That right there is Icecube. I don't know who this guy is right here.
I also want to say, every comedian that I've worked with, every comedian that I've put in a movie, I only put them in the movie because I thought they was funny. I thought they was perfect for the part. I tried to put them in a position to win. That's what it's all about, I look at from, Chris Tucker and Bernie Mack and Mike Epps, Katt Williams,
Now, understand this, people. I'm not saying that Cube has become a gatekeeper. I'm not saying that. Okay? What I am saying is, Cube done made it so far in his career. See, I'm glad I got mine out the way early before I became a millionaire. You see, the whole videotaping you secretly, the whole sending women at you, what you think them stars is about? Yeah, them stars, them female stars, those who know. That's what that's about. That's what all the secret recording your phone and videotaping you in secret is about. Dave Chappelle said it best on one of his stand-ups. See, this is why these guys are geniuses to me. People took that as a joke. I seen it for what it was. He said, I was at home. I got a tape in the mail. I popped it in and it was of me jacking off. He said, well, hell, fuck it. He started jacking off to the video. Then he got another tape in the mail showing him jacking off to the video he was jacking off to. Understand how this works. The gatekeepers who see potential in you will do things and send women at you. Most of these women, they're part of the cabal too. There ain't no love in some of these relationships. I done seen some of these people. And I'm looking at these couples like, even the ones that got kids with each other, like, ain't no love in that house. Not no real love. That's a match that was made. You can see it. You know, like I'm gonna talk about later on in the show with the light skin, what Katt Williams said about, you know, all of these dudes, you know, when they make it, you know, they get some old ugly face light skinned girl and millions. That's a part of the deal. You see, I'm glad I got this shit out the way early. Cause if I do get a secret tape in the mail, you ain't blackmailing me, I'ma laugh at you. I got mine out the way early. I don't need your light skinned you know, ugly face whore. Keep her. I can go find my whore. I can go find me a whore anywhere. One that ain't gonna report back to you. I can pay her some money. She can go on about her business. You know. And this is why really they don't care for me too much. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. Even on the lower level of this, the gatekeepers are operating. Not just in Hollywood, not just in the millionaire zone. They operate like this on a lower scale. Let's continue on, because Icecube, man, I've never seen him like this.
Ricky Smiley, Michael Blackson, Cedric, Kevin Hart. You know, all these guys I know are funny as hell. You know, I didn't discover them. You know, they were doing their stand-up or doing their thing, and I knew that they were great. And that they could act, and that you know, if I have an opportunity, I was gonna give them an opportunity. You know, to me, that's what it's all about. You know, as far as, you know, specific things, you know, Katt was 100 on a few things. Most of what he was saying, a couple things, you know, I just want to clarify. Ricky did give Money Mike a shot, but when we saw him, and you know, we kind of saw how he moved and how he was, you know, auditioning.
I've had enough of that. I can't do it no more. I can't see Cube like that, man. I can't see it. Like I said, I don't think Cube is a gatekeeper, but he been talking about it, and I think they finally called him. I think they finally done called Cube and told Cube, man, you need to get on top of this. You know. And even though he's not a gatekeeper, there's no telling what they got on him. Ain't no telling. That man looked like a man that was shook. You see, I get that phone call later on in life when I'm a millionaire and I done established shit everywhere. I get that phone call, I'm gonna laugh at you. Like, man, get the fuck out of my face. Excuse my language, people. I'm gonna try to blur that out on YouTube. But I'm gonna tell them, get out of my face. I'm gonna laugh at them. You know, that's what you have to do to these people. I don't want no gatekeepers and your ugly light-skinned wife, you know, reporting back everything I do to you. You can keep that, you know. I go out here and find my own. This shit, it's hilarious, but it's tragic because these are all black people. We're gonna talk further about this this whole gatekeeper scenario when we get back.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
When a hero stumbles, well, the cowards rejoice. Nothing feels better to a coward than to watch a brave guy fall.
If y'all notice, Dave Chappelle went through the same thing Katt Williams. He didn't play ball. And they was trying to play him like he's crazy. It's like I say, the parallels are so similar. When I went through my thing with these people, they tried to send me to a mental health hospital. And the man in the mental health hospital said, man, this ain't no mental health issue. This is an issue for the police. Why did they even bring you down here? I looked at him in his face and I said, man, you know why they brought me down here. You know, try to act like I'm crazy. When you know, you know. When you know what's going on, you know what's going on. That's why those two guys right there, we need to protect them. The normal people. We need to protect them. Those truth speakers. Look at the gatekeeper number one, Oprah Winfrey, sitting up there with this guy in a purple robe, looking like a cross-dresser.
You know, we live in a world of social media and AI and all that, and this is what will endure. That's right. Hope will endure. Forgiveness will endure.
You know, she's sitting in the role as the male spitting knowledge, and he over there in a purple robe looking like a woman. You know, this is some craziness. Let's get to it.
But Dave Chappelle has been side-eyeing her from the jump and trying to warn everyone there's more to Oprah's story. You see, Oprah has been caught up in all sorts of drama in her career, from folks saying she shuts down anyone who dares criticize her, and even darker accusations floating around about her alleged ties to human trafficking.
Oprah Winfrey and her BFF. The man in this photo is, quote, John of God. Oprah promoted him as a miracle healer. This man kept women chained to impregnate so he could sell their babies for organs.
So what's the deal with Oprah and all these allegations about her being a gatekeeper? Did Dave Chappelle really try to warn us about her years ago? Let's get into it.
I'm very good at minding my own business. And the trick to minding your own business is knowing what is your business.
After Taraji P. Henson recently revealed that she almost walked away from the really tried to warn us about her purple, social media has been flooded with negative stories about Oprah allegedly sabotaging and blackballing black folks in the industry out of jealousy. And these are more than just rumors, because multiple high-profile celebs have publicly called out Oprah for being shady, from Toni Braxton and Michael Jackson's family to Monique and, of course, Dave Chappelle.
If you notice what she said out of jealousy. And you'll find out fast that these gatekeepers are still human beings. They suffer from jealousy and stuff like that, just like everybody else. Like I said earlier in the show, that I was a victim of this. Like I was saying before, I was a victim of this myself. And, you know, these people, they have the same emotions we got, you know, the whole jealousy thing and you know, some of them act like they don't. They try to make you take responsibility for their actions. You know, they try to make you take responsibility for some crap that they started. You know, you don't dare defend yourself against them. You know, you take whatever they give you. It's crazy. We finna get into the next segment here because we finna talk about what Katt was saying about the gatekeepers and their light-skinned wives. It's hilarious, but it's real stuff.
These celebrities, I got to get the clip. Is it at the two? Okay, somebody said it's the 2:36:20 mark. So let me pull it up here because this kind of talks about what we talk about here on this space. All right, so this will put some things in reference here. Somebody has it at the 2:36 mark. Let's see.
Let me go to this question right here. It's cool. All people that love the truth got to be happy if the truth coming out and lies is getting exposed. That's just what time it is. 2024, folks.
Are you related to Luda?
No. So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us. We were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person, they said, was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams. Now, one person ended up with a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife that's never done it. Remember I told you that if I say that, it applied to 7 people? Yes. It's part of what they give you. Okay? I didn't get it. I'm not mad about it.
How much money they give? 200?
Sir, Fast and Furious is on what number right
10.
now?
And I give a big shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Big shout out to him. I like his show. And the Angry Man, I like his show too. You can't see when people show you receipts, like they were showing receipts about how Steve Harvey and all of these other comics was stealing material. Once people start showing you receipts, man, you know, and that's the best thing you can do to fight against these people, man. Get your receipts. Get your receipts, people. You know, because if you don't have receipts, what they're going to do is try to play you off like you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a conspiracy theory. You're a tin hat wearer. You know, get your receipts. Like, hey, this is the evidence right here. This is what's going on. Look it up. You know, it ain't hard. Look this stuff up. Well, I'm going to keep this show short and sweet. This was the first show of the year. I was going to do my first show on something else. Like I said, 2023 was a bust. I had to take care of some things, and I really didn't have time for the show. Plus all the controversy that happened at the beginning of 2023, which set me back a little bit. But, you know, we back, and I'm going to try to do my show every weekend if I have the time. But we back, people. And I'm going to see if I can contact iHeartRadio and find out what's up with them, because if you don't record for a while, they'll snatch you off of there. You know, your old shows will stay on there, but you got to contact them before you upload new content. So I'm going to reach out to them, contact them, and see where my standing is to see if I can get back on iHeartRadio. But yeah, you know, the Daily Read is back, people. I'm trying to work on a lot of new features for my traveling studio. I got my Stream Deck on deck. You know, we're going to try to do some live shows from different locations. And I'm going to try to do some traveling too. You know, try to get out the country, man. I ain't saying I'm a passport brother, but man, get your passport, people. Because this whole feminist movement and the men that's backing them, you know, and they the ones think they real men. I mean, for real. They the ones think that they the real men and everybody else is suckers or layabouts. But they backing the whole feminist movement, and that ain't cutting it. You know, when the top tier people getting all the money, it ain't good. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
If Katt Williams is speaking the truth, in quotes, Shannon Sharpe did not support it. He kind of went along for the ride, but he was very nervous. Why was Shannon Sharpe nervous? These are the things that I look at and go, this is a world full of cowards. Because Shannon Sharpe just essentially stopped interviewing him and let him talk. He would interject, take sips of his cognac, which cognac is, where did you make that, Shannon? You didn't make it in America because cognac's a location. So I don't know how you stamp your name on it, but it is what it is. But Shannon Sharpe was quite uncomfortable with this. But if this is true, why not challenge him? Why not ask good questions? But Shannon don't want to cut off that bag, which I understand. I understand. But he was like, at one point, he says, I hope I still have a show after this.
Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they's gonna tell somebody something. You're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.